You handled that erectile dysfunction things. No problem. Like, confident. You just were like, yeah, sure, yeah, go for it. Yeah, that's a confident man with no problems whatsoever. For sure. Yeah. Look, happily eating those chips too. Good for you. Okay. Actually, the next person's a bit taller than me, so the next person has come all the way from Portsmouth. We're talking 827 people. That's not a fun drive. He is very lovely guy. We only book nice people here. We only book nice comedians, and he's one of the nicest. His name is Matt Roseblade. Can you put your hands together, get stomping, get whooping, give it up for Matt Roseblade!
Good evening. Yes, I have come all the way from Portsmouth, and yes, the A27 is truly fucking awful. Stanley, Bonds, Eastbourne, and Portsmouth. We're fucking the A27. Something about me. I used to have a large ginger handlebar moustache, and contrary to the evidence presented by this, I look fucking lush. But I took it too far. Bought some wax. And I waxed up the end of my moustache, and it pushed me well over the acceptable limits of bellendery. Tash had to go, it went, but I didn't want to waste the wax, because it's really expensive. So I used that wax to spike up every single pubic hair on my testicles, until my bollocks looked like a pair of sea urchins. And I am now banned from every aquarium in the country. So the reason I agreed with Tash was to hide behind, because I'm naturally a very shy person. I used to be so shy, wouldn't even say boo to a goose. But having once said boo to a goose, I highly recommend you do not say boo to a goose, because geese are violent psychopaths. And this one did not take kindly to being booed at, and it gave me a kicking. You think that those web feet wouldn't hurt? Hurt like buggery. Different to buggery, but it hurts. Geese are genuine animal psychopaths. When George Orwell was researching Animal Farm, he looked at the geese, decided they were too evil for the bad guy roles. Geese were too evil to be Nazis. And I think that's a joke that could work better, or even at all, if I'd read Animal Farm. So, I am from Portsmouth. Quite a lot of people in Portsmouth have love and hate tattooed on their knuckles. So I don't know if people in Eastbourne have that as well. No, just a Portsmouth thing. Geese are so fucking evil, underneath their wing feathers they've got hate and hate tattooed. So I've never understood that love, hate, knuckle, aid, memoir thing. Because the hate is going to be on your punching hand, your right hand, which means you've got to do love with the wrong hand. And I mean, we all know that never works. It feels like somebody else. It feels like somebody else who doesn't know how to work a cock. Like if you are going to have to tattoo your knuckles to help you remember things, use something handy like wank and wipe. So that's hygienic, isn't it? So, I am 59 years old, which I accept as young for Eastbourne. But my oldest child is just 13. Yeah, I know. I became a father very late in life, and that only happened due to medical intervention. It took the dedication, the skills, the perseverance of a lot of medical experts to get me to go around the front. Yeah, a bit early for the anal sex. So when my son was 8, we went off on dad's camp, and it was all the dads, loads of kids, and no mums, so we could do what we wanted. It was brilliant. The dads, we all sat around the campfire, we drank beer, talked bollocks. Kids all ran off into the woods, recreated Lord of the Flies. That's fine, not a problem for me. My kids aren't fat, so they didn't get killed. And then in the evening, the kids will come around the campfire, we fill them for the shit food because there's no buttons, we can do what we want. And then the kids do the alphabet game, which is where you go through all the letters of the alphabet doing a swear. It's brilliant because there's no mums, you can say what you want. And the first kid says, arse, great start. Next kid says, bum. Wasted opportunity, I feel. Next kid, fuck. Not the kid. Who put that kid in the C word chair? That's not the kid we want in the C word chair. Please don't say the C word because he is going to say it and every child is going to say it. They're going to go home and they're going to say, please don't say it. Kid says crap, then fuck, bullet dodge. Next kid says dick, and then it is my son, aged 8 or 9, can't remember exactly how old, he's got to do a swear word with the letter E. Good people of Eastbourne. Have you got any swear words that begin with the letter E? That's difficult, isn't it? And in the nicest possible way, you are older and filthier than he is. But he is the fruit of my loins, which does hate being called. And inspiration took him over, and he stood up and he puffed his little chest out and he said, the letter E entering the vag. Kindest dad ever! And then, just recently, he came home from school, really excited. Dad, I had the best day of school today, Dad. It was brilliant, Dad. They gave us fruit. We didn't have to eat the fruit, Dad. We put lube on the fruit. Sex education, Dad. That's what sex is, lubricated fruit. Fair. And Dad, when the fruit was all good and lubed, we put condoms on the fruit. It was brilliant, Dad. Best day of school. And look, Dad, they gave us some lube. And we had this little sachet of lube, like a starter kit. And Dad, look, they gave us some condoms. And here you go. You can use them on Mum. Oh, he had not thought that one through, had he? No, you could see, he'd started to imagine me and his mother and some fruit. And he ran off, horrified, traumatised. I had to call him back. Theo, mate, come back. We're going to need the lube. Of course, we're not going to need the lube. I'm 59 years old. I'm too old for any of that nonsense. I am post-sexual. I've gone from being the kind of man who could get it up several times a night to being a man who gets up several times a night. At 59, it now takes me 3 days of planning and 2 hours of waiting in the prescription just to get a spontaneous erection. I can still get it up, but it's unreliable. It's not for long. It's up and it's down. It's up. Having a wank is like playing Splat the Rat. The only good thing about being 59 is that I have just over 40 years of sexual experience, 40 years of practice, which means I'm guaranteed that any woman spending the night with me is going to get the very best night of uninterrupted sleep. There's nothing happening down there anymore. The libido has left the building. I have transformed like Optimus past his prime. I have the mind of an in-betweener and the body of an in-decliner. So in a desperate hunt for other activities, my wife and I have taken up tennis, and she's very, very competitive. And I'm less competitive. And we do mixed doubles with our friends Tim and Carol. We swap couples, swap partners, because that's pretty much all that's on the cards at 59. And my wife has started doing mind games against me when I'm playing. I hit the ball, she loudly announces, have you noticed? When Matt hits the ball, he puts on his cum face. Tim agreed. Carol didn't. Still haven't got to the bottom of that. I just puzzled as how on earth she knew, because she's always asleep. Another thing about being 59 is I write something on my hand. And it's ineligible. Would you like a love story? Shall I finish with a love story? Yeah. Because my wife and I, despite her tennis psycho warfare thing, she was my first proper girlfriend. And we've been together a long, long time. She's put up with this for a long, long time. And throughout our relationship, the music that I'm into is how we make love. Let me explain. When we first got together, we were teenagers and really into punk rock. And our first sexual experimentation was just like a punk rock song. It was fast, energetic, vigorous. Lasted like 2 minutes. Quite a lot of spitting. And then I got to metal. And our sex was just like metal. There was lots of leather, lots of studs, lots of... Yeah, this one tends to split the room. Not just the room. despite my appalling sexual technique, she decided that I was the one. And it wasn't that she was the one, but she decided I was the one. And we got married and we had children. It was the best time ever. It was just brilliant. And my life was wonderful and the sex was awful. And it was all my fault because I got into prog rock, progressive rock music. And our sex was just like prog rock. It went on far too long. It's not very nice to listen to. And always needed a very long solo to finish. But just recently, my wife and I, we rediscovered the love. We have rediscovered the passion. We have rediscovered 90s warehouse rave. Because sex at 59 is a lot like 90s warehouse rave. It only happens at weekends. Got often cancelled at very short notice by someone dressed as a policewoman. But sex at 59 is mostly like 90s warehouse rave. It's because the party doesn't start until the pills kick in. I've got a minute left. Shall I fuck off early? Yes, I think I should. You have been lovely. This is a lovely night. Lovely room. Everything's lovely. See, I am old enough to fit into Eastbourne. Thank you very much. Good night.
I forgot to mention, Catherine. Not only do we do amazing comedy here, we give away free stuff. Yes, everybody in this room knows what I'm talking about, don't you?